So in 2017, I went to Uganda for the first time. With my background working with children with disabilities and Down syndrome for so many years, I was very curious how a person with Down syndrome is treated in a country like Uganda. And little Elizabeth was the last baby that we visited. She had the most beautiful big brown eyes and curly brown hair and the sweetest little button nose, and she was just such a joy. And I could feel her heart beating against mine, and I knew God literally told me, help Elizabeth. No one told me that she actually had a heart defect or that she needed help, but God did. Hearts of Joy provides life-saving heart surgery for individuals with Down syndrome, as well as educating communities about the dignity and value of those with Down syndrome. We currently serve in 5 countries, Uganda, India, Mexico, the Philippines, and then also here in the States. We do some counseling with women that get the prenatal diagnosis of Down syndrome and a heart defect, walking with them, throwing baby showers, and connecting them to other families and resources of children with Down syndrome. So each child will receive a Hearts of Joy care package in the hospital for their surgery. And so these care packages include things like diapers, baby wipes, shampoo, towels. Everything is very intentional and well thought out with what can best help them through this process in the hospital. I think following what God is asking is just challenging in general. I think most people think that it's this walk in the park, rainbow, sunshine, which it is worth it and it's fulfilling and it's beautiful, but I don't think it would be God's will if it wasn't difficult. We're counseling women that come from very difficult situations and families that have experienced really challenging things. We're working in cultures that do not understand or really want to accept what we're sharing, that children with Down syndrome do matter, that we're gonna fight for them and they have a place in this world. This is all new information, and so it can be very challenging at times because we're met with resistance. But I'm Italian and I'm very fiery and stubborn, so we're gonna share this with the world and as long as I'm here. I think what's so encouraging to me is Mother Teresa. She's on my desk, she's all over, and she is just such an example to me of what it truly means to serve in this capacity, and her love for those that were vulnerable and cast aside, especially babies and also those with disabilities, is just really such a model for me because she did go far and wide. She followed the Lord blindly as well and really was so obedient to what he was asking, even though it was incredibly difficult what she was doing. A common characteristic of Down syndrome is a single palmar crease in the hands. And so I actually was born with this in my hand, the single palmar crease. And so when I was born, they told my parents that I had Down syndrome. And obviously I do not, but I say like God wrote the path to my life in my hand, like literally in the palm of my hand. That's how unique that we are all created, and that's how intentional and detailed our specific calls are as well. For me, it's tangible, it's obvious, it's literally written in my hand, but for each of us, it's written in our hearts. And if we could just open ourselves up to listen to where God is calling us, like I think the world would be changed forever. I think that's how we all individually can make the world a better place. We just have to be open to seeing God in our own lives. So on my desk, I have this jar of wooden hearts, and it's all of the children that we've ever helped in that jar. So after a child gets surgery, I add them to the jar and I actually physically write their name on the wooden heart. And that's also a moment for me to say a prayer for them as well. And also to just constantly keep them in my own heart and in my own prayer, and for their families and for them to continue to live out the life that God has called them to. My name is Costabile, and I live in Studio City, and I'm the founder of Hearts of Joy International.